In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create this Kurzgesagt-like animation in DaVinci Resolve. So let's drag a Fusion composition and head over to the Fusion page. And first of all, let's drag our background. So I'm just going to go with this white color. And now we're going to draw the duck. So in order to do that, we will be using shapes. And first of all, let's just go ahead and create this background color. So I'm just going to go with red color, and then you can drag in this rectangle. Connect this with the background and the background with this background one. Now here you can see that we have this rectangle, and we can change this in order to make it a shape of a duck. So the technique or the way that I'm going to do that is simply by using this rectangle mask. There will be multiple rectangle masks, as you will see, but let's just start with this one. So let's just decrease the height a bit, the width a bit, and then change the corner radius as well. And let's move this right here. All right, and now I'm going to, or let's just increase the corner radius to 1. And now we're going to do the similar thing. I'm going to drag in again the background, change the color, and let's drag in this rectangle. And similarly, I'm just going to keep the corner radius at 1, and let's decrease the width this time, and then align this right here. So this can work as the head of the duck. Let's connect this. Let's decrease the height as well, a little bit, and connect this to the merge. So here you can see. Then let's increase the width a bit. All right, so you can align this according to the first rectangle so that this looks seamless. And now you can see we have the basic body done. Now let's add the wings, and for that, once again, the background, same thing, but this time I'm just going to keep the red color a little bit dark, and let's add in this rectangle again, decrease the width, the height, and change the corner radius. Let's connect these. And right now we're going to create a few of these. So since we're going to be using the same color for the wings, you can simply just drag in this rectangle and connect it above this rectangle. And this will work the same. So what you can do is just simply right click on the rectangle 3, copy this, and right click on rectangle 4, and then paste settings. And then you can just simply move this down. You can decrease the width like this, move this here like this, and here we have the wings done. Now let's go ahead and create the eyes. So once again, the background, but this time white color, and then an ellipse. And let's just go with the width at 0.1, the height at 0.1, but this is still a little bit large, so let's go with 0.05 and then 0.05. And now let's connect this and move this right here. So this is the height. And now let's go ahead and create the beak. So for that, once again, the background color, This time I'm going to go with this yellow color, and let's go ahead and drag in this polygon. Right click here and then remove polygon polyline. And now you can just simply create the beak over here. Now, since the beak is supposed to be right here, so what we can do is we can just simply move this before all of the body so that this can hide as well, since we also need to animate the beak. So let's just move this here, connect it, or let's just first of all draw this. So let's zoom in and draw this beak like this. And let's just drag this a little bit. So select both these points, and you can also increase and decrease this. So now let's go ahead and connect this. So here you will see we have the beak. And let's also move this out a little. All right, and now let's go ahead and create another polygon, and this will be the beak on the bottom. And let's do the same process once again. And just like we did before when we were creating the wings, since we were using the same color, we attached it over the same background. And for the beak, I'm going to do the same thing. But if you want the beak to be a different color, you can just go ahead and connect it with another merge. But right now, I'm just going to connect this with the polygon. So I'm just going to copy this and paste this over here. But this time, I'm going to move this, change the rotation to 180. And here you will see we have the beak. We're almost done. Now let's also draw the legs. I think by now you might be familiar with what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do the same thing. Just go ahead, drag another background, change the colors a little bit. Let's go with an orange this time. And let's once again, just like we did before, drag a rectangle. Decrease the width and the height. Move this here. Increase the width more. Height as well. Like this and connect it to the merge. So here you can see we have the leg, and let's also do the feet. So again, same process. Let's just drag in this rectangle, copy this, paste this over here, and connect it with the rectangle. But this time, just change the settings, increase the width, but decrease the height, and move this right here, and change the corner radius as well. So here you can see we have the first leg, and I'm just quickly going to do the second leg by just simply copying all of these. Let's go ahead, copy these, paste these over here. Anywhere you can just use Control V, and you can just simply connect it to the merge. And now go ahead, select both of these, and just move these right here. All right, so here you can see we have the duck done. And now we can go ahead and add a background. So the animation that we're going to be doing is, as you've seen, that we're going to be moving the duck. We're going to be changing the expression. So these are the two animations that we need to show. And we're also going to show that the duck is moving. And in order to show that it's actually moving, we need a background that would sell the whole animation. So let's just go ahead and first of all, do some animation right now. So, and then afterwards we will add a background. So right now, let's just go ahead and start animating. In order to do the animation, the best practice is to just go ahead and add a transform node to each of these so that this will make it easy for us to make the animations. So we need to add the transform nodes, but for example, when we're talking about this beak over here, we need to animate both of these. So for those ones, for example, the leg over here that we have, we're going to animate this together. So we can just simply add a transform node over here. But when it comes to the beaks, we need to animate both of these. So right now, let's just go ahead and first of all, let's do something simple. So let's just go with the wings. So let's just go with the wings first of all. Go to the background 4 over here and select this transform node, and this will get connected. And now let's go ahead, add 0, create a keyframe at angle, come over at 10, change the angle a little bit. And here you will see that this is not the kind of animation that we need. We need this wing to move while being stick at a position. So in order to do that, first of all, let's undo and then go over to the pivot. And here, just simply drag the pivot right here where the wings are. So over here on this side of the wing, you can just simply set the the pivot, and then change the angle. So let's just go with this and then come back at 20, change it to 1 again, or let's just go a little bit higher and then come back at 30. Again, move this down at 40. We will just set this at 1. So if we play this, here you will see we get this animation. And just to make it seamless, let's go over to spline, select these, select all the keyframes, and hit S on the keyboard. So this will ease in. So let's just play this. So here you can see. And if you want a different kind of animation, that's up to you. But I'm just going to go ahead with this one. And let's also change the name of this node to wings so that we know that this is the wings that is being animated. And let's go over to the eyes over here, the ellipse, and we also don't need a transform node for this one. We can just simply animate the ellipse. So let's go over here at 30. Create a keyframe at height, and then at 45, let's just go ahead and change the height a little bit so that this changes the expression. And let's just play this. So here you can see the expression changes, but let's just move this a little bit back. So let's go over to, let's say 25, remove this right here. And if you play this, okay, so this looks interesting, and let's also rename this to eyes. Now let's talk about the beak over here. So let's go over to this side. This is the beak at the bottom and the beak at the top. So let's just go over here at 25. And in order for this to work, what you need to do is just go over to polygon 1 and set this to pin, and then select polygon 2. Right click at the Z rotation and then select expression, and then connect this to the Z rotation of the polygon 1. And if we change the Z rotation now, here you will see we can now move the peak. So let's just set this to 1.6 and create a keyframe at 0. Now, since we're working with polygon 1, let's just select this and create a keyframe at Z rotation. And then go over to, let's say 30 and or 25 and create another keyframe. and then go over to 35 and then change the Z rotation like this. So that this changes the expression. So if you play this now, here you will see we have the change in the expression. And of course, we can just move this back to, let's say, at 60. Let's just select this. We're at 50. Let's go over to 50 again at the polygon, create a keyframe, change this to go over to 60, and then set this back to 0.2 somewhere. Or let's just increase this a bit. And also change the eyes a little bit as well. So let's go over at 50. And you can just select this or unselect this pin from the polygon. We don't need this anymore. And at the eyes, let's just go ahead and create keyframe at height. And then at 60, let's lower it a little bit. So if we play this, here you can see. And of course, we can keep on doing some variations. Let's just go ahead and move this bird as well. So let's just start animating the legs as well. So let's go ahead at background 7 and then select this transform, this one as well. So this will be the, let's just call this right leg and then call this left leg. So let's just go with left and right. Okay, and now let's start animating. So at 0, at left, create a keyframe at angle, go over to 20, move this up, and again you will see it won't work because we need to set the pivot. So let's just select the pivot position, and then you need to place this right here. So because this is from where we want this to move. So let's just move this now, and here you will see we get the animation that we want. Okay, and I'm going to go and do this a few more times until I'm at 70, and I'm going to stop. So let's just play this and see how this looks. Okay, nice. And if you want to make it move faster, you can just create keyframes at closer positions. So that's up to you. But actually, let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go over at the left leg over here. Make sure other keyframes are not visible. Select these. So first of all, let's just move this one right here at 10. And at 20, let's move this one right here. And at 30, let's move this one right here. But this might speed this up, so let's just see. Okay, so what we can do is we can do it for 25. Let's just take this one to 25 and then this one to 40. And then this one to, let's say, 55. And now if we play this, right? And at 55, just set this at 1 because I think I messed this up over here, but Right now we have the animation that we need. And now let's do the same thing for this right one as well, the right leg. First of all, set the pivot position like this. Go over at 3, 6, create a keyframe at angle, then at 20. Let's move this because we need to slightly offset both of these so that it looks like it's walking. And let's go over at 35. Move this here. 50 is there. And at 70 again. Let's move this to 1. And let's play this. All right, amazing. And it looks like they are very spaced apart. We can go ahead and change this to center. Here you can see we have the walking animation as well. And now let's go ahead and add a background. Well, basically the road that we need in the background. So let's go ahead and add this background and a rectangle. And let's make these like this and change the width all the way to 1. Move this here, decrease the height. You can also change the color a bit. So let's just go with something here. And now let's add the another background and then change this to yellow. Again, another rectangle, change the width, the height, and move this here. Connect these. And here you will see we have this. And what we can do is simply add a duplicate over here. Go and select your background first of all, and then hit Control Space and then search for duplicate. And once we have this, you can increase the copies. So let's say 10 and then change the center. And then let's go ahead and add a transform node as well. So let's change the transform like this. And here you will see we have a little bit problem. So let's go over to the background, change the width, undo the auto resolution, change the width, and you will see we will get this and also the height. So now what we can do is go back to the transform, and let's set the, or let's just first of all remove this a bit. Let's see where our things went. And it just went in the bottom. So this is something you need to be careful about. And let's just decrease this a little bit. Let's go with 5 copies for now. And let's add this transform node. So go over to the duplicate and then change the center once again like this. And now you can just simply move the transform node to show that this is animating. So let's just go ahead and start the animation from 0 at transform, create a keyframe at center, and then let's see where this goes. So this is moving and it stops over here at 70. So let's just change this a little bit. And let's see. Okay, so it's moving a little bit fast. Since we're moving slow, we don't need to move this transform fast. Let's just keep this here. You can just adjust this accordingly. So here you can see you're stopping here somewhere. And this is it. This is how you can create animation in DaVinci Resolve. I hope you like the video and I'll see you in the next one.